Graham.
Okay, so I know we talked about doing videos only Monday through Friday, but we still decided to do One Take Sunday.
I probably could have gone a lot longer.
One Take Sundays are easy because we don't got to edit them. We upload them the same day. So yeah, we're still going to do One Take Sundays.
But don't hold us accountable.
No.
Maybe there'll be a Sunday that we don't want to do a One Take Sunday.
I think we'll do it every time. Unless we're like out of town because we're going to be camping.
Well, next week we'll be camping.
Yeah, next week we'll be camping. In a couple weeks after that, we're going to be hunting. So there will be a couple of Sundays where we don't put one up. And even some weekdays because we'll be off in the forest with no Wi-Fi. But still, we should be able to get them up most Sundays. Anyway, we wanted to do one today because we had something kind of crazy happen last night. So it makes a really good story. So we figured we share. So why don't you tell them what...
It's not a good story.
Why don't you tell them what your brilliant half-brother did?
Yes, my little brother. He will be 17 next month. And the poor kid. Love him to death, but... He just doesn't make right choices sometimes, and he doesn't make...
Yeah, he's not super street smart, really.
Well, he doesn't have the best of friends, I don't think. He should have better influences, but he should be, he needs to make better decisions too, obviously. But it was like 4:30.
Yeah, it was like 4:30 in the morning.
And it's him, and he's calling me, telling me that... Using this long, drawn-out story. But basically that the police have caught him after curfew, and... either a parent or older sibling has to come get them. And he didn't even call mom and dad yet because he knew they'd probably rip into him.
They were at our high school of all places. Like, why would a bunch of teenage boys be hanging out at high school? One, because the cops go by high schools every night anyway. Two, because here in Utah, just in the Salt Lake Valley alone, there's been like a couple different high schools broken into. So, of course, the cops are going to be roaming the high schools, making sure there's no kids out doing shady things late at night. And it's 4:30 in the morning, and the cops roll up, and there's a bunch of teenagers there, and they're like 17 years old. They're still minors. Like, what did they think was going to happen?
Yeah. So I get dressed, had to go pick the naughty up, and
I had to go with you.
Yeah, Obby.
But tell him why he called us?
Well, because he didn't want to tell mom and dad. And he knew they would be so mad at him. And he wasn't even going to tell. He wasn't going to tell mom and dad. We dropped him off, and I was like, call mom, which I had already called her, obviously. and at this point, he thinks they still don't know. We drop him off. He goes inside, or he goes in the garage, but he didn't go inside. He went around to the deck, and he was just going to stay out there all night until the next morning. Or whatever, and then just say he was going to sleep over at, where he originally said he was going to be. But I had already called mom and dad at that point, and so they had heard the garage door open and close, and no Jake walked through the door. So they go out there, and he's out on the deck, and, then I'm sure all hell broke loose from there. But it's just so funny to me, because I'm sure I lied to my parents once or twice or whatever when I was in high school. I was no, goody two-shoes, but she dropped her toy in the ball.
Did that freak you out?
In the tin thing.
Get your toy.
That's scary.
News flash to our parents who are going to watch this at some point. Yes, we lied to you on occasion and did things we weren't supposed to. There were nights when I was living in an apartment with my brother where I was over at my girlfriend's house. No offense to Megan. I was at my girlfriend's house and she was just flipping me off. Anyway, where I fell asleep in her living room, we both did, watching a movie, and I would wake up at 3 a.m. And I'd be like, dude, if I was living at home and my parents heard me coming in through the front door this time, I would be chopped up into tiny little pieces and fed to sharks. But luckily I was living with my brother who never heard a sound, in an apartment, so I just sneak home and go inside and get in my bed, and nothing ever happened. That happened 3 times. So it's not even I was deliberately being bad, or it wasn't I was hanging out with people I shouldn't be or doing something I said I wasn't. I just fell asleep in my girlfriend's house watching a movie. And yeah.
Well, with Jake, it was 4:30 in the morning. I was like, aren't you tired?
What do you do at 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah, just nothing to do with it.
They claim they were looking for his phone. He said he lost his phone. And so they were retracing their steps all over the Salt Lake Valley trying to find it. And then they get picked up at the Kearns High School.
And he called you on his phone.
Funny thing is, when we showed up and the cop walked up to the truck window, he was like, well, they gave me a story. It's not really adding up. So,
which of course, because it's
and I'm
all
like,
lie,
yeah,
I'm
you're a cop. Like it's
knows
their
if
job
it's
to
all right?
find out like shady things. So obviously I believe the cop because Jake just told us like some teenage boy story that I've told 1,000 times.
This isn't the first time that he's done that. It's just the first time he got caught.
Yeah.
My mom keeps calling me.
They're dealing with the whole phone upgrade thing right now, and her mom just can't figure it out. Anyway, so we just want to share that kind of funny story with everyone. And I do want to keep doing One Take Sundays just because they're easy. So just plan on keep on seeing those. And anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna have videos Monday through Friday. Just probably nothing on Saturdays. Like we said, it's a little too hard to do Saturday videos. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. And we will see you guys next time.
Tomorrow.